Hi, my name's Christy and this is Lazy Owl's Booktube channel. This week I'm going to share with you a video log, so I'm just going to let you know what I read. I often have very good plans in place for what I want to read during the week, but often it changes depending on how I'm feeling. So if you enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe and comment below if you've read anything and you enjoyed. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So firstly, I'd like to give a big shout out to Adelaide Comic Centre, which is in Adelaide obviously, and they are still open. So they're my local comic book store, which I love all the guys there. They're always really nice and they know what I like and provide me with some good recommendations. So they're still open at the moment, which is wonderful. And even though new issue comics are not being printed at the moment or distributed rather at the moment, they are still selling a lot of comics, so you can get your trade paperbacks from there. And they've also bundled together some single issue comics that they've got of particular series that have been out for a while. So I went there this week and I got my hands on some comics. So what I got this week is The Magicians, which I had no idea there was a comic of this. I read the novels of The Magicians, which I didn't mind. It wasn't my favorite, and on this rare occasion I actually think that the TV series did a better job than the actual books. I enjoyed the premise and I enjoyed the creativity of the book series, but just wasn't a massive fan of how these were actually written. I think they could have been done better, but really loved the TV series as well, and I thought I would give the comics a go. So they've packaged these up into, I think there's maybe 5 issues there, so I got that this week, which is excellent. So I'm gonna be reading that hopefully this week or maybe even today. The other one that I got my hands on was Stranger Things, which I've known for a while is available in comic, and I'm a huge fan of the Stranger Things TV series, so I'm hoping that I enjoy the comic as well. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. So that's another one that I managed to get this week. So for those of you out there that need your comic fix and you're wondering what you're going to do without single issues being released, try some trade paperbacks, and please get in contact with your local comic book store, and also comment below if you've got some trade paperbacks that you're reading at the moment that you're really enjoying, maybe some ones that have been out for quite a while. I'd love to hear your recommendations as well. I also got a couple of graphic novels, or rather trade paperbacks, from my local library, which is still doing click and collect at the moment. So they're closed, but you can still put library books on hold and arrange to pick them up. So I managed to get 2 more from them this week, which is excellent. So some of you may know from my previous comic reviews that I absolutely love Gwenpool, and so this is the one that I haven't read yet. I've read all the other ones, so this one is the one that I've got from my library this week, which is Beyond the Fourth Wall. And I haven't read them in the order that you're supposed to, which kind of irks me because I really like to read things in the correct order, but at the same time it doesn't really matter. You can read them not in sequence and still get huge enjoyment out of them. So that's one that I got from my library this week. The other one that I got is Apocalyptic Girl. So I honestly have no idea what this is about, and I don't even remember putting it on hold. I probably put it on hold because I saw somebody else had enjoyed it. Maybe I saw a review that sounded really interesting. So I'm not really sure what I'm in store for with this one, but I'm going to give it a go. The other book that I have started already this week, which I'm struggling to get into more because I'm in a bit of a book slump at the moment and having trouble concentrating. I'm sure it's going to be really good. I just have to get in the right headspace for, but I've only read like 2 chapters. That is The Priory of the Orange Tree. So that's another library book that I have borrowed. So I need to get like a big chunk of time to sit and really read and get my head in the right space for this one, because I feel like it is going to be an epic fantasy, and it's right down my alley, so to speak. So that's one that I'm hoping to read. Another book that I'm doing at the moment is something that I thought would be good right now, just in terms of something easy, something that I know well, that doesn't take much effort to enjoy. Is obviously, I don't know if I've shared this on my channel before, but I'm a massive fan of the Harry Potter books, just because they really feel good, and some of the themes in them I really, really enjoy. And I've read the books a few times. I haven't done the audiobooks, so I thought I would give the audiobooks. Stephen Fry narrates those books, so I've just started listening to that on Audible, and just thought that that would be a good kind of escapism. So it's Saturday afternoon and I'm going to sit down and relax and read a little bit of Gwenpool, something that I think I need right now, something humorous, something lighthearted, and something that is hopefully going to get me out of this reading slump. So I'm going to read this for a little bit and enjoy. Hi, so I just finished reading Gwenpool Beyond the Fourth Wall, which is this one here. So I enjoyed this, although it wasn't as humorous as some of the other Gwenpool volumes. So this one focused on her defeating a evil version of herself, and it was a bit more serious, and yeah, there weren't as many gags, there wasn't as much humour in this particular one. So I enjoyed it, but it wasn't probably my favourite of the Gwenpool graphic novels. Okay, so I just finished a couple of graphic novels that I've read today, and I'll just go through what I thought of them now. So the first one was Skyward, which was recommended to me by a friend. And this one, I didn't have too high expectations. I just thought I'd give it a go. I didn't really know too much about it. To be honest, the cover on the front, I thought it was going to be a bit lighthearted, and I didn't think it would be anything too deep. It was really fun. So this is set in a world where gravity stops one day, so people and cars and everything start just floating in the air, and it focuses on this one character who is on the cover there. And I found this story quite original. It was something different, and I really, really enjoyed this particular one. This is volume 1, so I will definitely have a look for the further volumes. I'm pretty sure there are more volumes of this particular one out right now, so that one I really enjoyed. The other graphic novel that I just read is The Stranger Things, which I got from my local comic book store. So this one I really enjoyed, and I didn't have too high expectations for this one. And the reason is because sometimes I find that screen to graphic novel or screen to comic doesn't really translate very well. But I thought that this one did a really, really good job of translating into that comic genre. So it's Sunday morning, and I have been reading a little bit of Priory of the Orange Tree. So earlier you may have heard me say that I've been in a little bit of a reading slump lately, and I feel like this is the book that could get me out of that reading slump. So I've been just making some notes about different characters. I think there's going to be quite a few different characters to keep track of in this one, but I think it's going to be one that I'm going to really enjoy. I already feel like I'm getting into this one and want to keep reading it for a while. I do have quite a few graphic novels and comics waiting for me to read, but I'm really wanting to continue on with this one at the moment, so they may have to wait a little bit until I need a bit of a buffer and something else to read. So I'll meet back with you later when I give those a go. So it's Sunday afternoon and I'm going to be doing a little bit of cooking and listening to an audio book. So the toss-up is between Harry Potter or the first book of the Witcher series. So I'm leaning towards the Witcher and hopefully I can get some of this cooking done. So it's Friday and my last check-in with you guys was on Sunday. So I have been working all week, and really the only book that I've focused on during this week has been The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I've really been enjoying. It does compare it to Game of Thrones on the cover. Whilst I am really enjoying it, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the same caliber of Game of Thrones, but it's definitely one that's really enjoyable. There's a lot of characters to follow in this book, and I've been making notes about different characters so I can keep track. And I stayed up last night reading it till about 11:30, which for me is super late. I'm a bit of an early riser and I go to bed early. So this one I've just wanted to keep reading. It's quite a large book, so it's roughly 800 pages and I'm about that much way through. So I've got about a third to go, I would say, maybe a bit more. And so yeah, I've really been enjoying reading that. So that's pretty much my wrap up for the week. And I hope to check in with you in my next video, which hopefully I'll go through some new comics that I plan to read over the Easter weekend. So hopefully you enjoyed this video log. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to know when I post videos, please click the bell icon. Thanks so much for watching.